Simon, it was a fantastic victory over our dear rivals Bradford Bulls at the Summer Bash over the weekend. When you've had a chance to review the game, just how pleased are you with the performance?
Yeah, obviously great to get the win. You know, I think ours is a genuine derby, and playing them 3 times in a year is a challenge for both of us. You know, there's some games there that are gimmies. It'd be nicer to get a gimme than a tough physical game like we had. But yeah, I thought we went and started with the right attitude, and much better than 7 days previous or 6 days prior down in London. So yeah, really happy with it, but a bit patchy. I think we could have extended our lead on a number of occasions, and we conceded a bit of a soft try. But all things considered, a send-off, a shocking decision. Chuck that in with a few knocks in amongst. We had to change the team and have people flipping around to different positions. Adversity dealt with and overcome again. So yeah, there's positives within. Some of it disappointing for a number of reasons, but we got the 2 points and we move on, and we're in a very tight table, aren't we? There's a mix of teams there that are all in amongst it, and we've kept ourselves in the fight, which is the aim.
You mentioned the disciplinary and the injuries. Can you give us an update on any sort of injuries that the squad has sustained? And obviously we saw Joe Martin get sent off. What's the outcome of the disciplinary meeting been?
Injuries. Well, we've got some checks on outstanding ones. Like Lachlan's been out for a few weeks. Well, I'll check him tonight. Adam Tangata as well. Might be too soon. Same for Lachlan as well. From the game, what do we have? Tibbs caught a knee in the back. He's been struggling. Brandon went off with a bit of a rib complaint. It's not looking great for him at the moment, to be honest. Who else did we have? We had someone else. Keezy rolled his ankle. He were in a boot after the game. We'll see how he turns out. And Zach, unfortunately, I think in the celebrations of his try, I think Bobby chucked all his weight on his shoulder and managed to dislocate his shoulder or cause some sort of drama there. So he's been scanned and whatnot. We know what it looks like. It's now coming up with a plan, whether it's surgery or not. I'm not sure just yet. I'm hopeful it's not. And he's strong. First injury, healthy body really. So yeah, I think he's one of them that rehab might be the cure. Hopefully is the cure. But yeah, he's not going to be available this week anyway.
But we will welcome back a few players from Bands. I think Kevin Leroy should be back from his suspension for the big game at Batley coming up, which we'll move on to now. They've obviously played midweek. Are you expecting a sort of hangover from their midweek game, or are you expecting them to turn up in front of the Premier Sports cameras and really give us everything they've got in what should be a great spectacle as it's 3rd versus 4th?
Well, the first part of that, yeah, Kev's available for selection this week. We welcome one back, which is good news for us. Then, yeah, Batley, look, I'm into the boys about, don't buy into it because you've said it. How many other people are going to say, 3 games in a week they're going to struggle? Knowing the type of blokes they are at Batley, they'll see it as a challenge. They're a good team who do what they do really well, and it does take a lot of effort and energy. But flip it around, if we were in their shoes, the boys would be looking at, can we get 3 winning pays in 7 days? How good would that be? But also the bigger picture. How good's that of a challenge to come, 3 games in a week and get 3 Ws? It'd be brilliant, wouldn't it? So, yeah, I'm not going to expect anything but their best, and we'll get our prep right and treat it. It's not grand final week, but this is a game that really matters. And between now and the end of the year, we want to have our future, our position, our finish to be in our hands, and that hinges on this game, I think. It hinges on every week, but this one's an important one just because of how close we are together, and that goes down to points difference for and against and all the rest of it as well. We're really tight, so yeah, it's going to be a big game. Can't really play it down. We'll try turn up and do us and do it better for longer periods because we'll need to, and I think there's a strong chance that's good enough. But every team has a say in every game, and Batley are a very strong team, and we're not going to buy into the fact they might be a bit jaded. They might be, but I reckon they'll find some energy for the TV game against a big rival. We would, so I'd expect it from them.
Is there any sort of thought of a bit of revenge in the back of your mind, considering the way that the game went over at Mount Pleasant on the opening day of the season? We were sort of cruising at half time to then get defeated. Is there any sort of thinking of getting one back over them?
That's that long ago. It seems like forever, to be honest. Lessons learnt on the day. You know, you learn them all throughout the year, and you have to try and learn from them and come back better. That game we played in patches. Started off really strong, got ourselves a healthy lead, and then we switched off. There's a lot of factors in play there, between the number of new bodies and a couple of sin bins. I think there was in that game as well, which didn't help us. But yeah, I think we're both different teams from that day anyway. So yeah, that's long in the past and doesn't really have a bearing on this one.
And we'll have a quick word for the fans. Obviously at the Summer Bash, it was I think the radio commentators described them as a real rowdy bunch who were enjoying themselves. You must be hoping that they all sort of get down to the Shay. There's a few special offers on this weekend. Bring your friends for £10 for season tickets and everything. So you must be hoping they'll pack that south stand, that east stand, and make the same sort of atmosphere that we saw at the Summer Bash at the Shay on Sunday in front of the Premier Sports cameras. Yeah,
well look, I think it being a Sunday evening as opposed to a Monday is probably better for a lot of people as well. So it takes away a few excuses around work and whatnot, what people might have, not excuses, but genuine reasons why they wouldn't want to go on a Monday night. It's a big game, two quality teams are in decent form, so you're going to get your money's worth, and then deals are there to try and entice more bodies to the Shay. That's what we need. We've got a lot of supporters who come every week and they're consistent with it. We've got some that come in and out, and we've got some that are just happy from a distance. But I think we've been playing really good stuff. I think we have value for money. We need to get people down the Shay supporting us and grow our fan base. That's an ongoing thing, that, isn't it? But yeah, there's no reason why they can't come down, enjoy the weather as well. It's going to be quite sunny, I think, on Sunday. So we'll give them another performance to be proud of. And back to your point there about Headingley and the crowd, and was there any other supporters there? I don't know. You didn't really hear much from anyone else. Certainly not at the level ours were at. I'm sure the Barmy Army, as they call themselves, are probably got stuck into a few beers before around Headingley, had a good time and continued it at the game, and hopefully had it after as well. They definitely helped us, and you could see from the lads' reaction. I think when Zach went in and whatnot, it's really nice to be that close and scoring at your home end as well, which is nice. So yeah, it's an extra leg at times, and hopefully come and give us that on Sunday.
And just finally then, we've got a bit of a milestone this weekend. James Woodburn Hall has selected to play his 100th game for the Halifax Panthers. Just how big and how good of a servant has he been for the club? Good. I think we're seeing the player. We've seen him over the last 12 months, I suppose. What everyone knew was in there all along, and he's had to bide his time. In some respects, he's had to learn and actually sort of pin down and hone in on one position, because he's been a utility, which is a bad thing in his eyes as a youngster there, but it got him in the team a lot and often. And then look, I'm not going to lie, consistency was an issue with James, and I think he's got to now where he's been a minimum 7 out of 10 every game for the last, I don't know how long, to be honest. So if he can continue with that, there's no reason why he won't get another 100 at this club. But 100's a really good milestone to get at a club, and I know Woody will be really proud of it, and we want to make sure it's a memorable one. We've had some milestone games this year and last year, some longer servants at the club, and they've not always gone our way. But yeah, this is an important game, so it's another adding. He's walking past now there, Woody. Yeah, it's another factor, another piece of motivation, I suppose, to throw in a good performance for them as an individual as well.